And now we turn to a troubling story. What would you do if one day you woke up, you checked your phone, and it was filled with messages calling you a Poshi News, and many more names which aren't appropriate for television? The crime? Doing your job. These were just some of the disgusting insults received by human farmer Qrite Syton, the owner of Syton Farms, who you may recognise from his recent adverts. Qrite actually joins us in the studio here today, obviously distraught from the vitriol he's received. So, Qrite, when did you first see these horrific messages?
Well, it was about a week ago, just after the advert was first shown on the telly and that, and most of the messages I was receiving at first were from family and that, saying how much they thought the advert went pretty well, but then there was this one message calling me a clork muncher, and I says to him, I may be many things, but a clork muncher I am not. But you reply to one, and then another one pops up, and then another, and they just got worse and worse, players.
And how were you and of course your wife feeling when reading these messages? It must have been really tough.
Well, it was bloody tough, all right. Yeah, I like to think of myself as a pretty tough muon and that, and I don't cry often. In fact, last time I cried, I think, was when Sect County got promoted back in 349. But seeing all these nasty messages, I don't think you can begrudge any muon for breaking down in tears after experiencing something like that. I really don't. It was hard.
And we can get some of the material up on screen now for the viewers at home. And I daren't read them out, Qrite. They are just disgusting.
Yeah, well, players, I'm just a family man with a family farm, but these bloody, I don't know what to call them, these troublemakers won't be satisfied until every last human farmer from Gorklund to Chyler is out of business.
So we are actually joined now by human rights activist Bloey Jarbstrong. So Bloey, how can you justify the sickening messages that we've seen today?
Well, I'm certainly not here to justify those messages. If any threats or insults have been sent your way, Qrite, I absolutely condemn those. I myself have been on the receiving ends of hundreds of death threats from human eaters, so by no means is this some issue that's specific to human rights activists or anything like that, but I'd just like to add a little bit of perspective to this conversation. So daily, trillions of humans, sentient beings just like us, are being tortured, are being killed at a fraction of their natural lifespan, and all for what? The only reason we do this is because we like the taste of their flesh. That's not a good enough justification to cause the immense amount of suffering and death that we currently do. So if I'm just asking
Bloey, that's not really the point here, Bloey. This poor muon is just trying to do his job and feed his kids. And you lot call him every name under the sun just because he goes against your ideology.
Yeah, Bloey, I think a lot of people actually agree with some of the things you say. Some of the conditions on human farms are absolutely unacceptable, and that needs to change. But surely name-calling and abuse isn't the way to go about spreading your message.
Well, I think the way forward is to educate people about what actually happens on human farms, because most of us are actually against harming other sentient beings. We just need to turn that switch off when it comes to our taste buds for some reason. I mean, I myself only stopped eating humans 10 or so years ago because basically I was asked the question, what is the morally relevant difference between a muon and a human that means it's okay to kill and eat one, but wrong to kill and eat the other? And I just didn't have a good enough answer for that. But I'd love to hear it if you guys have got one.
I mean, what would you have to say to that, Qrite?
Right, now you listen here, Bloey. I'm part of a family that's been farming humans since before Cyprian independence, alright? We can trace it back that far, so I know a hell of a lot more about humans than you do. This is my job. I care for my humans. I give them a good life. So don't you dare sit there with your city lifestyle, importing all your food from other planets, which is ruining our system's climate, and pretending you're somehow better than everyone, because you ain't got a bloody clue, mate.
Well, I mean, that's
just hold on a moment there, Bloey, okay? So, it's not just Qrite that's been on the receiving end of these trolls. So, Mira from Clankston has been in touch to say, we shared an innocent photo of one of our newborn babies on our farm on Unet, and we received death threats. This makes me scared to even use social media.
And what's going to happen to that baby, please? He's going to end up in a gas chamber or with a knife in his throat. He's the victim. That baby is the victim. The farmer that wrote that message here is not the victim, nor are you, Qrite. The victims are the defenceless humans that we torture and kill completely unnecessarily.
I mean, what a load of rubbish. It's the personal choice of each muon to eat humans or to not eat humans, right? And let me tell you, Bloey, there's a hell of a lot more of us normal people eating humans than you weirdos who don't, right? We try to be honest about our processes, and billions of customers make the informed choice every day to buy our products, right? Besides, if we didn't farm these humans, they wouldn't even be here in the first place. We give them a good life and they give us food. It's a symbiotic relationship.
Symbiotic? Really? Symbiotic? Since when is guessing someone's death part of a symbiotic relationship? Since when is castration and maiming without anaesthetic symbiotic? This is the same propaganda that we've heard from the human industry for years. They lie to you, they lie to the public to make you believe these humans are frolicking around in open green fields until they die a peaceful death, but it's nothing more than lies.
But Bloey, we're here today to talk about the horrible abuse received by Qrites and other farmers, and you're using a very similar aggressive tone and accusatory language. I mean, Bloey, you speak a lot about morals, but your behaviour and tone here today have been morally reprehensible.
My tone? My tone? I think the best way to get my point across here is just with a quick question for you all, okay? So, would you rather receive mean comments on the internet, or would you rather have a knife stabbed into your throat and be turned into filling for someone else's sandwich? What would you rather?
I'd rather you shut up and let us normal muons get on with our lives.
Well said, Qrite. Okay, well, thank you for coming on, Qrite and Bloey, and I can assure you, Qrite, I'll be having some of your delicious sausages tonight, despite what Bloey and some muons may say. So, coming up next, the new movement that, quote, rejects the gender ternary and claims there are more than 3 genders. Don't go anywhere.
dlal.
Farmer that wrote that message here. Message.